To continue on with tradition, Six Flags announced all of their upcoming 2020 projects in a cheesy compilation video featuring the CEO of the company, Jim Reed Anderson. This year's theme was on cooking. You know, Six Flags is cooking up some great thrills for you. The skip portion of the video is always painful to watch, but as I said already, it's expected by now. The stuff we all want to hear and talk about, of course, is the new rides. Overall, I would say that 2020 is going to be a decent year for Six Flags. There are a few standout attractions, which is what I will be focusing on in this video, so let's get to them. The biggest addition for 2020 is of course going to be Jersey Devil, a single rail coaster by Rocky Mountain Construction. This new roller coaster will be the tallest, fastest, and longest single rail coaster on the planet. But honestly, that's not really a huge achievement because there's only two other in existence and they're mere cloned of each other. The ride stats are as follows. Height, 130 feet with a first drop of 87 degrees. Max speed of 58 miles per hour. Track length is 3,000 feet featuring 3 inversions. Since the ride features a mid-course block break, it will be able to function with 4 trains. Also comparing this to the previous single rail models, Jersey Devil will accommodate 12 guests per train. This should help with the ride capacity as these roller coaster types don't have that great of a capacity. The ride layout is an out and back layout of sorts. It will have a very long and narrow footprint, but packing in a lot of fun and exciting elements. Overall, I would say that Jersey Devil has a slightly unoriginal layout, but that really doesn't matter. The zero-G stall is original to the park, and the airtime on this coaster will rival both El Toro and Nitro. Some of my dialogue might give an impression that I'm not excited for this coaster, but that would be farther from the truth. I think Jersey Devil will be a fantastic roller coaster addition to Six Flags Great Adventure, and it will be one of the best new coasters coming out in 2020. A side note, if this roller coaster proves to be a successful addition to Great Adventure, expect to see a lot more single rail coasters to be built across the country and not just at Six Flags. This type of coaster doesn't require a huge budget. We don't know what the price tag is on this ride, but I'd expect it to be somewhere between $8 and $14 million. This roller coaster design is meant for smaller parks, so as long as steel prices don't skyrocket, I could see many smaller parks opting for a new single rail coaster. Our next big attraction coming in 2020 is going to be Aquaman Power Wave, which will open at Six Flags Over Texas. This is a Mack Power Splash and is a clone copy of Pulsar at Walibi, Belgium. Unlike Pulsar, Aquaman will not feature the turntable station, so it would only function with 1 train. This can be a negative as the ride's capacity will be limited, but again, this is a water ride, so I would only expect long lines on super hot days, but this is also Texas, so yeah, every day is basically a hot day. Beyond the capacity, Aquaman Power Wave looks to be a fun addition, and I'm personally excited to go check this neat coaster out. Oh, before I forget, the ride stats are: height is 147 feet, track length at 711 feet. Remember, it's just a shuttle coaster, so it's not going to be that long. With a max speed of 62 miles per hour, the ride will feature 3 launches, 2 backwards and 1 forward. Six Flags is also debuting another roller coaster which will open at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, and it's a Wild Mouse, a spinning Wild Mouse. Sidewinder Safari is a Zamperla Wild Mouse. We've seen many of these, and it will be a nice family coaster addition to the park. Moving on. Beyond the coasters, Six Flags is opening a few unique flat rides. The standout attraction will be Daredevil Steampunk, which is a first of its kind in the US. We have a couple giant Discovery Frisbee flat rides by Zamperla. They're always a hit with a GP, so both should be solid additions. Six Flags St. Louis is getting Catwoman's Whip, which is a giant pendulum swinging ride that will take riders in a complete 360-degree vertical loop. It's unclear if this will be an upcharge attraction, as we've seen a slightly smaller version of this type of ride at other parks and fairs, and it's usually an extra fee to ride. If I were to guess, I'd say that it isn't an upcharge because it will hold 16 guests per cycle. Also, Six Flags Great Escape will be getting Outlaw, which is the same exact ride as Catwoman's Whip. After all the flat rides, we have a good lineup of new water park attractions coming to the Six Flags chain. Tsunami Surge, which will be the new water coaster coming to Six Flags Great America, is labeled the tallest water coaster in the world. Six Flags Darien Lake is opening Wahoo Wave, which is a decent size water slide. Overall, there are a lot of decent water park additions coming to the chain. Alright, I'd say that 2020 will be a good year for Six Flags. Many coaster enthusiasts are already labeling Jersey Devil to be the best new coaster of 2020, but I'd say that's speaking a little too early. The competition is definitely heating up for 2020, and Six Flags is making sure they're still in the game. So what do you think of the new additions for Six Flags? Will 2020 be a hit or a flop? Let me know in the comments below. As always, please subscribe so you don't miss out on more great content coming your way by X Scream Thrills.